Morning guys, and I am definitely going to need your help today as we do a wee bit of investigation, because what I want us to look into today is it's either the greatest conspiracy of all time that has managed to fool over 2 billion people in the world, or else it's the single greatest miracle ever. So it's quite important, I suppose. And we are going to look at this together, because one thing that we do know is this: dead people don't rise from the dead, or do they? And that's what we're going to investigate today. There was a guy way back in the 1950s, I remember reading his book when I was in the early 20s. It's called Who Moved the Stone. He was a lawyer and he set out to disprove Christianity. He said to himself, look, if I can prove that the resurrection did not happen, then the whole of the Christian faith just crumbles. So he went to Jerusalem. He did a lot of investigation, archaeological work on all kinds of things, looked at all the historical texts and everything that was available to him. And by the end of his investigations, he'd actually changed his mind completely, and he says that the most reasonable thing to believe about what happened to Jesus is that he actually rose from the dead. So let's investigate this a wee bit together. There are a number of things that we need to consider if we are going to do a CSI down here in Jerusalem. I'm going to take you to the scene here. The scene is a little garden tomb. It's very close to where Jesus was executed, which is a place called Golgotha. It actually looked like a bit of a skull, as you'll see. And Jesus didn't have any money, or he didn't have any resource of his own on earth, so he was lent this tomb by a guy called Joseph of Arimathea. Now it's not like what they do to bodies here today. They don't bury them in the ground. They actually carve out bits of rock and they put them into the rock and then cover it with a stone. That's very common back in those days. But we have to think to ourselves, right? Jesus is executed, he's dead, he gets put into a tomb, and then 3 days later, here we are at the scene investigating because something has happened. There's no body. The body is missing, and within a few days, all of his followers and disciples are running around the streets saying, Jesus has risen. So what actually happened to the body?